Hello everyone, welcome to a special edition of Art Whisperer 88. On your screen you will see a tapestry designed by French architect Le Corbusier, and these are tapestry designs that I would like to use as inspiration pieces. And especially this last piece with the black and vermilion color is called Des Sont Jete. The die is cast. It is a tapestry which now hangs at the Sydney Opera House, and I admire its simple color scheme and bold graphic elements. So I'm going to proceed to use it as a reference for my next large format gel print. So don't go away. Okay, I'm back from a short break. It took me a while to set up this gel plate once more. I had taken apart the entire printing table to do some cleanup, and usually that's the hard part. It's not the doing of the artwork that's difficult, it's the prep work and the cleanup. But I have to say, it's something that has to be done periodically. And I'm glad I did, because I redrew my center lines, because they do tend to shift after a while from constant pulling of the paper. Sometimes your plate starts to drift either to the left or to the right. I think it drifts this way because I pull the paper this way. So anyways, it's a good idea to do some maintenance ever so often. Keep your plate clean and keep your printing table clean. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and map out some lines. And I am usually fond of circles, and going to do a basic oops. Okay, that's it for the skinny lines. And now I will do for the heavier black elements. I'm going to introduce some circles made by my brayer. Okay, so that's it for the first layer. Now I need to air dry this, and then apply a second layer of titanium white. That will be the background. So I'm going to proceed to air dry this, and I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, it's been a few minutes, and as you can see, the black has dried completely. It's dry to the touch, but I'm hoping that the layer of paint that I'm going to apply is going to lift this off. So anyways, I will start with titanium white. This is titanium white by Lukas, and I rarely use titanium white. I usually choose the unbleached, like a linen color. So this will be white here, and then I will have a section of red. This is vermilion. Over here. I'm going to start with the white. And then for the vermilion, I'm going to use a different brayer. Then, as usual, I am going to apply some scribbles. And I'm going to use, for the first time, I'm going to use Somerset Velvet. So let's see how this behaves. Now this feels very different from the Somerset texture. It feels more springy. I don't know how to explain it. It's smoother. It has a more kind of flexible feel to it because it's more slippery. And it doesn't make as much noise when I pass my hand over it because it's very smooth. It feels very nice, very silky. And it's a change from the Somerset texture that I've been using for the past year or so. So now, since I'm going to pick up the first layer and the second layer, I will leave this paper on for at least 10 minutes to allow the moisture to get absorbed. Okay, so I will leave that and be back. Okay, it's about 10 minutes. I don't want to leave this too long because I don't want it to tear. So let's see what we got. I think it did a good job to pick up what was the first layer. The vermilion is really vibrant. Very bold graphic statement. Pretty cool. So I'm going to let this air dry and see what the next step is going to be. Okay, I've had a chance to air dry the second pull, and now I am using my reusable plastic stencils to make a third layer, and I'm going to apply this Lukas black on top. And the stencils are going to block out certain areas. Now I don't know exactly what the result is going to be. It's going to be a surprise. Because even if I do plan it somewhat, the result is always unexpected. And that's where the fun of it is. Now at the end of this video, I will show you again my inspiration piece. And there are some similarities maybe with the color scheme, but it's my interpretation of the piece and what I recommend to artists who are trying to find their way and trying to discover their own style. I always recommend you take an artist that you admire and never copy. I always follow that advice. You never copy. You always take some elements that you like and make them your own. And that's the way to find your own style. You find your own way. And don't worry about not having your own style right away. It comes with practice. Okay. So now here's the tricky part. I have to remember where the stencils were. So I'm going to place them on this board. Okay, I think I got it all. Just let me put this aside. It's always good to have a moist rag within arm's reach. So to refresh your memory, here is the print with the second pull. And this is where the time and effort spent in registering the plate it will pay off. This way you make sure that the future prints that you do will always be registered, that your layers will always line up. And to me, that's important, that they line up. Okay, let's see what we got here. There we go. Pretty cool result, even if it's just using 2 colors. So I'm going to air dry this and recap. Okay, what I'm going to do is use this piece of tissue. I don't have a big sheet of acetate, so I'm going to make do with this sheet of tissue paper. And I want to lighten up this part and this part. And possibly this part. Now, it's going to have to be backwards, so that's why I need a cheat sheet. So this will be the part that I want to have a transparent white. So what I'm going to do is take this out, put this aside, and flip this in reverse. So that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to have transparent white here, here, and here. So that's just a rough layout. So I have 3 zones. I'm going to start with the top here. Now instead of using a brayer, I'm just going to brush it on. And then I have a large part here and here. And then another part here. Okay. And then as usual, I'm going to do my scribble marks. here is the piece, and I'm going to see what happens when I apply the white. Now, while I'm doing this in the back of my mind, I always think there's always a possibility that this does not work. But I shouldn't feel bad because it's a learning experience. Because I'm going to be honest and not pretend that all the results are up to snuff. Sometimes they don't work, they look terrible. And I'll be honest about it. Okay, let me put this aside. And let's see what I have. Go. I think it's still a bit of a mess, but I'll see what happens when this dries. It might become more transparent when it dries, so I will put this aside and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna give this another shot. One last try to salvage this piece, which I think is very messy looking. So I assembled here some of the reusable stencils, and I will use vermilion and see if I can salvage I'll have vermilion on one side, and let me try this gold, deep gold by Amsterdam on the other side. And see if I can salvage this print, which to me looks like a big mess. Okay, let me get my big piece of cardboard and take these stencils out. Okay, I think I got them all. And here is the piece that I hope to salvage. One thing I noticed though with Somerset Velvet is maybe it's because of the sizing, or maybe because it's very smooth. When it absorbs the water from the paint, it tends to buckle more. This is just my observation. It buckles a lot more and it needs more time to dry. Now, I'm hoping that when this paper dries, all the wrinkles will straighten out. I think they will, but that's just, I guess that's the nature of the paper. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see if I can salvage this piece. I think this does make a difference. It gives a little more lively look to it, which before it was really a mess. I think this is a very cool result. That's more like it. It bears little or no resemblance to the inspiration piece, but that's okay. I got the benefit out of the inspiration piece, and like I said, it's best not to copy a piece that you like. Rather than copy, you take the elements that appeal to you and then you go with it and you work with it. And that's how you arrive at your own style. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. It was quite an adventure. There were times when I thought, oh, this is gonna be a mess and this will end up in a scrap heap. But I like the result. It's very complex. The colors are vibrant, and I think it's a fitting homage to the work of Le Corbusier. And who knows, this might look good as a tapestry. Anyway, that's wishful thinking. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I do hope to see you next time.